Buying a home? Don't panic. Just listen to the rest of this podcast. All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Home Inspection Authority's Straight Talk Podcast with me, John Laforme. I'm a CREIA certified home inspector from Los Angeles, California, and the topics we discuss on this podcast are about buying homes, selling homes, inspecting homes. So if you're a home inspector, home buyer, real estate professional, this podcast is definitely for you. So let's get into some straight talk about home inspections. Okay, my guest today is Noam Chanero of Green Rodent Restoration.
How's it going, guys?
How you doing?
Doing well, man. Proud to be here.
Yeah, so this is our first time meeting in person.
Yep.
We spoke on the phone, and I'll fill everybody in on my little backstory with you. I was just going to work one day and saw one of your vans roll up beside of me on the freeway, and I saw the mouse, and I'm like, let me check that out. So I got a little closer, and it said rodent restoration and all that. I'm like, I got to call these guys.
He's a cute mouse, right?
Yeah, no, that's good marketing. I like you. I'm a big fan of marketing. I always appreciate when people go the extra mile with all their marketing.
That mouse
for
is
business.
like my mascot. He's there. He's on everything.
What's you got to pay him residuals?
He gets commission here and there. Royalties.
So anyway, I saw your van. I took a picture of it. Called you guys. Very receptive on the phone. I believe I spoke to your partner. Was that a relative or a partner?
He's my partner and a relative.
Okay.
My brother-in-law.
Right. Okay. Yeah, he was really nice. He said talking to you would probably happen, and then you called me not too long after we started texting. So I've been trying to get somebody in your business on my podcast for a good 6 months now. I've called multiple people, and they just don't return calls. They're just not interested. I understand. Some people just don't really care about that. But so I appreciate you being here.
My pleasure. Pleasure's all mine.
As a home inspector, I deal with reporting filth in attics, in crawl spaces, in houses on a daily basis. I see rodent droppings everywhere. I can't tell if it's a mouse or a rat. Actually, I probably can. Right, mice are really small. Rodents are a little, like the size of a Tic Tac, maybe.
A little chunkier.
Yeah, something like that. And the funniest question I get from realtors, was it fresh? That's so funny.
Tasted good.
They actually think I'm touching it with my fingers and stuff, and I'm like examining it. I'm not Ace Ventura, the pet detective, so I'm not doing that kind of stuff.
But for future, there is a way to know whether it's fresh or not.
Fill me in.
We'll get into that. So basically, rodent droppings, the darker they are, the oilier it looks, the fresher it is.
That would make sense.
So that's just the way you need to go by.
Okay.
So if it's dark, shiny, you know it's pretty fresh.
Dark and shiny. Everybody hear that? Dark and shiny. So check your rodent poop.
Yep.
It's dark and shiny. You got a current problem.
Don't need to smell it. Don't need to taste it.
Yeah. Don't touch it either, man. It's nasty. So as far as your company goes, what exactly do you guys do? So
first off, Green Rodent Restoration was put together by two different industries. We started off as just a pest control,
okay,
which is my brother-in-law's side of it, and we brought in the restoration side, which is my side of it.
Okay.
We've basically attacked a niche within pest control. So we don't deal with like ants, spiders, cockroaches. We deal strictly with rodents, rats, mice, possums, squirrels, raccoons, skunks. And so we basically take in a process of what are rodents actually looking for? What are they doing in your house? Why are they getting there?
Right.
And we've developed a process in kind of an organic way of eliminating from actually being in your house. So a little fun fact, based off of Orkin and Terminix, which are probably the biggest pest control companies nationwide.
Sure.
The city of Los Angeles has been named the second largest infested city in the United States. And so with that being said, I mean, you could say at least 100% of houses here have been targeted with some sort of rodent encounter, whether it's inside or outside of their house.
Right.
We really like to take care of the inside of your house because that's where you're living. You know, outside, taking care of a problem, it's possible, it's doable, but that's what's called controlling the problem,
right?
And not really taking care of the problem,
right?
So we mainly take care of the inside of your house, and so basically, we're an organic company to get rid of the rodent problem that you have in your house, and then restore the house so that this won't ever happen again. So it's basically eliminating the rodents, eliminating their contaminated area, getting rid of their odors, getting rid of their diseases, and then of course bringing back any insulation if needed, any ductwork if needed, any stucco.
Right.
I mean, we've seen cases where it's gotten so bad that wires were chewed up to the point where you could even see like little bit of fire on the studs. You just see the sparks. Sure. So I mean, that's what we are. We hold 2 licenses. We hold a general contractor's license. We hold a pest control license. So I mean, we're fully licensed to do everything that's needed in the house to get rid of this problem.
Well, it sounds like a great business. I mean, you just kind of nailed everything right on the head there. The fact that you're offering a service that literally just, okay, well, there's a rodent problem at this house. You guys roll in, figure out how they're getting in. You seal everything up, right?
Yep.
Okay, you seal everything up, and then you get rid of the contaminated areas. So that's the part I think most people never deal with.
Correct.
And they think they fixed the holes. I was just at a house last week, and from a realtor hired me to inspect her house. She's about to list.
Oh, nice.
Somebody I work with all the time. She goes, John, I want you to come by and look at the house for me. Okay. I said, well, what have you recently had done? Well, I just had all the crawl space screens all redone and everything and rodent proofed. I'm like, okay. I find a completely missing vent screen right by the chimney. And she's like, what? I'm like, yeah. So these things get overlooked. They get missed. Why? Because it was at a corner of the house where nobody goes. Exactly. And the guy probably just forgot,
So we deal with a lot of pest control companies on a daily basis. So a lot of the clients that do call us are clients that have had a pest control company.
Right.
But if you think of a pest control company, it's a general company. So they don't really specialize in one thing.
Right.
They do rats, they do cockroaches, spiders, snakes. I mean, they could deal with a whole lot of things. But to target one animal or one pest, it's becoming now a specialist. Now you're a doctor.
Right.
So that's when we get called on.
Sure.
And that's the beauty of our company. And again, like I said, in Los Angeles itself, second most infested city in the United States.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, me neither.
Have you been downtown?
You don't have to go downtown to know this, man.
I know. I used to live down there, and I tell you, it was dirty. I moved out of there for that reason. The transients, the filth down there. The filth brings the rodent problem. Everyone needs to understand that.
This city has the best environment for rodents.
Right.
Whether it's the mountains, the ocean, the filth, the congestion of people. I mean, all in all, this is perfect environment for that.
Perfect breeding ground. So what I'm getting at is a lot of the clients I deal with every day, my home inspection clients, they think, we back to what I was saying a little while ago. We took care of the problem. There was open vent screens on the house, and we had the place sealed up. I'm like, okay, great. But all your insulation is contaminated with pee and poop. That's nasty. And what I want to stop right here and go, this is why I wear one of these.
Me too.
In an attic, no matter what year that house was built, because you never know what's going to be up there. And I don't want to inhale that stuff.
100%.
And I cannot say this enough for anybody, even a homeowner going into your attic. If you're not familiar with what's up there, you need to go get one of these.
Absolutely.
Because it can be really, really nasty going under your house or in your attic. You need one of these. So go get one. It's a respirator. A little COVID mask is not going to cut it.
Totally.
So just get yourself a good respirator if you're going to spend time up there. If you plan on like re-insulating your attic yourself, or you're going up there to vacuum it out and clean it up in there, whatever you're going to do, just wear that, because that dust
100%. And
Yeah.
being that, we have here quite a lot of old houses.
Right.
You never know what's in that attic. You never know if you have just old insulation or insulation with even asbestos. And there's a lot that goes into it. So using one of those is you're helping yourself. You're creating a safety net.
Yes.
So it's very important.
Yeah, you got to stay safe. So looking at your website, and your website is greenrodentrestoration.com. I like your website. It's got some helpful information on there. You mentioned it was still in the works of being improved, but every website is.
We're like completely constructing this from A to Z. I mean, just going to be a new website. We've had it for about 4 or 5 years now, and I think it's just time to re-edit it.
Yeah. So, I want to kind of go down a little list of things with you. Most common questions from clients and stuff. And once again, most of the people I work for, they just don't understand. And it's not something they teach us in school. So I don't expect them to understand, So basically, if I tell somebody, hey, look, there's a pest problem here, that could mean a lot of things. It could,
Absolutely.
if I say I see droppings, I see big droppings, small droppings, they're all over the place. All your insulation under the house has been pulled down. It's probably a raccoon or a possum or something big, or just yanking all that insulation down. The realtors tend to want to justify it.
Right.
So I'm going to take you down memory lane here.
No problem.
And tell you a funny story. Years ago, probably 4 years ago. It hasn't happened since, so that's why it's fresh in my head. I went to a very expensive property in West Hills, like Hidden Hills area. And this house was so big, it had 4 walk-in attics.
Wow.
So it was huge. Literally, there was dead rats everywhere in traps. Still furry. They all still had their fur on them. I found at least 5 or 6 different ones. Rat shit everywhere. Contaminated insulation everywhere. Like I said, it had 4 different attics.
Yeah.
So I get downstairs after my inspection's over, which I think that job took me 5 hours. The house is massive.
Jeez.
So the listing agent, I'm like, this is a major pest problem here. And she just gets this look on her face like panic. I'm like, what the hell are you panicking about? It's something that can be dealt with, And she goes, well, all houses have rats. I'm like, interesting.
Right.
So you're saying is if I go buy a brand new house, I can order rats? I can maybe get some white ones and some gray ones and
some different colored ones.
That's a realtor
Brindle.
actually said that to me. All houses have rats. That was her defense of that place being infested. And it wasn't just like a rat trap that I found. Oh, by the way, it looks like there's a rat trap up there. Maybe somebody saw something and they put a trap in. Maybe you should have it looked at further. No, that's not what I'm saying. There are dead rats all over the attic.
we see this on a daily basis. I mean,
yeah,
it's honestly incredible to know how many people are willing to just, say, throw on some traps, sprinkle some green pebbles, and you're good to go.
Right.
They don't actually know the level of how intense and how bad this is for not even the people that are going to buy the house,
right?
But even for the people that are selling the house.
Sure.
So they've been living with us for now probably a long time. I mean, if it was that infested, they'd probably be living with it for many years.
Yep.
So the problem here is obviously the knowledge, not knowing what comes with all of this.
Sure.
And so, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they're more concerned about, all right, how do I do this the cheap way and get it over?
Exactly.
They don't know the background of it.
The almighty dollar. So let's get into a couple reasons why it's bad and why they don't know it's so bad. Hantavirus. Tell me about that.
Hantavirus. Geez. Probably the worst thing that you could possibly get from rats. It's the most common virus that you could get out of it.
And it's from inhaling, correct?
It's inhaling. But, it's not just inhaling it direct. So what happens? Most likely, the rats are either underneath your house, in your walls, or in your attic.
Or all three.
or all three, right? If they're in your house, you should totally be freaking out, I have to say,
Sure.
inside living with you.
Yeah.
But other than your attic, your crawl space, and your walls, people tend to be hesitant, but not so worried. So what happens is, how do you get hantavirus? Hantavirus is from their feces, from their poop, their urine, from the nests where they give birth. It's basically their oils and anything that comes out of them.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what happens is, if you really think about it, your insulation, it's either a fiberglass material or cellulose.
Right.
And this is material just saturated. So now you're urinating on it. That's all sitting in there. It's just sitting there and soaking it up, and
Festering.
it's all there.
Yeah.
Drywall. Drywall is just rock. It's mineral.
Yeah. It's paper on the outside, on each side.
Right?
Yep.
And it's also just soaking all this stuff up.
Sure.
So the second it all gets through all this, now, most likely your attic, okay? Your attic has areas that are called, cracks and crevices, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where air can certainly get in through, whether it's through recessed lights or, I don't know,
It's bad joint seals, bad joint seals.
All the goods.
Yeah.
So imagine now you have an infested attic. You're certainly breathing in this bad stuff.
Right.
So if you ever wonder why you're coughing or why you're having allergies or why this or why that, it's not just because the seasons have changed. It's certainly because you have a rodent problem.
Yeah.
And now it's getting not just into your house, into your living space. It's been there.
Sure.
It's now sitting saturated within your walls. So, I mean, all of this makes sense. And that's why hantavirus is the most common of diseases with rats.
Now, do you happen to know what the symptoms are of that?
You definitely get a hard time breathing.
Okay.
So it's definitely a respiratory problem.
Okay.
You feel that. Hard time breathing is definitely the first one.
Okay.
Fevers.
Okay.
So
You're just not going to feel well. Like
you're not going to feel
a
well.
bad cold or a flu or something. Right. So another thing too, mentioning regarding attic crawl space and walls, if they actually penetrate your ducting for your heating and cooling system, which I find all the time, that means, it's my understanding that rats and or mice, when they get in somewhere, they pee and poop, and that's how they find their way out. Is that right?
Yes. So rats, most common is rats.
Yeah.
That's what we see most of the time here. And like I said, it's the second rattiest city in the United States.
Yeah.
So rats are very similar to cats and dogs, which mean in the sense where wherever they're urinating, they're dropping, they're nesting, it becomes their territory.
Yeah.
Thing is with rats is that rats have a very poor sense of vision, but a very strong sense of smell.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is, in order for them to get away from predators, they basically find a way into your attic or crawl space and stay there at nighttime. So sunset to sunrise. Because most of their predators are basically coming to prey off of them at nighttime.
Got it.
During daylight hours...
By the way, who would that be? What kind of predators go after them?
Snakes, coyotes, fox. Sometimes even bigger, sometimes even raccoons go after them.
Sure.
But we've seen cases where, they even live together.
Nice.
And so what happens is they know that their predators are after them at these certain times of the day.
Right.
Because they have such a bad sense of vision. So what they've done is they've evolved to the point where, okay, now I'm going to pee, poop, and give birth in this attic, poop all over the place. Now my pheromones are over there. Mm-hmm. And so basically their pheromones are what lead them in and out of the house on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. During the day, they'll
And that stinks.
Terrible. It's honestly terrible. I mean, you can go into an attic with a respirator and even know that attic is contaminated.
Well, I'll go a step further. I've walked up to houses and smelt it from the crawl space.
100%.
All the time. I'm like, oh, here we go.
Whole bunch of urine.
Respirator on. Before I go any further, it's like, I don't want to breathe any of that.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're very smart about it. And so with that being said, I mean, during the day, they leave the attic.
Right.
Come back to sunset. Sunset. So That's how they work.
I've only seen one live rat. And that was in a crawl space. He was just sitting up there on the sill checking me out while I was working. And I looked up and I go, and I saw him. And he wasn't moving. He's kind of staring at me.
Oh, he'll stare you down, man.
Yeah.
And that's also how you know how infested your attic is. When you have a live rat in there during the day, you know it's extremely infested.
Yeah, this here was actually a crawl space. It was actually a tall one, a 1920s house. I saw him, and that was about it. And found a few dead ones. But just last week, I found one in a plumbing vent when I was on the roof looking down the vents.
Yeah.
First time, little beady eyes were looking right up at me.
Mouse.
It must have been a mouse.
Yeah.
It must have been a mouse.
Yeah, we find most mice go down the vents.
Ah, okay. They go down the vents.
They go down the vents.
And where do they think they're going?
So
They're trying to get into the sewer line, or they're just trying to find a place to hang out?
So it's exactly what they're doing. So the sewer line, basically, I mean, obviously has some water there.
Yeah.
So it's giving them something to drink so they
Sure.
can stay alive. Rats and mice have to constantly sharpen their teeth.
Oh, okay.
A lot of these pipes are PVC.
Right.
So they basically, I mean, the PVC, it's soft for them. So they start chewing it. And as they chew and chew and chew, they find their way into the house.
You mean the vent pipe? No, I'm talking. What I saw was cast iron,
Wow.
galvanized. That's
Wow.
why I'm like, why were they going in there? What are they looking for? I understand they need water, so that's why when you go up in an attic and it's got an AC system that's not working right and the pan's full of water.
Yeah.
Well, now you're giving them water. You're giving them insulated bed.
Oh, perfect environment.
They're just loving you.
Perfect environment.
Yeah, perfect environment for him. So basically, I couldn't quite understand, like, what's he doing in the vent?
Yeah. Yeah, he's just trying to get his water and probably stay away from predators. Because who's going to get down there?
I know. And that thing turned around inside the pipe, and it was only this big.
It's a mouse.
Yeah.
Mice could even flatten themselves.
Yeah.
So they're fascinating.
Oh, mice do that, but rats don't do that?
Rats can shrink their torso.
Oh,
And basically that's how they get into holes smaller than quarters.
right.
So as long as they're getting in, their head fits, their whole body fits. Fascinating
Crazy.
animals. Survivors, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So let's see. I don't even know how to pronounce this word. It begins with an S. Salmonellosis.
Salmonella.
Oh, salmonella. Is that what that's salmonella?
That's what it is.
That's how it's spelled. Oh, man. This is food poisoning caused by rodent feces when a person consumes contaminated food.
Yep. We see
That's
that,
when they're in your house. That's when they're messing with your kitchen and stuff.
and at restaurants.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Worst is at restaurants.
Right.
Because, you don't have control of what's going on there. And you really need to be picky about where you're eating. and
Absolutely.
what you're eating.
Yeah. And it's some restaurants I avoid.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah. When I see the handler touching food with their hands, I'm out.
You'd be surprised. We've done from the high end to the low end to fast food to all sorts of different restaurants, and you would be surprised. And sometimes it's not even in their control because, sometimes they're just renting out these buildings.
Yeah.
So it's not even in their control. It's in the control of the landlord. So
It's also neighboring buildings. So if you're living in a house and your lot is crystal clean, not a spot on it, but your neighbors on both sides are hoarders. It looks like a junkyard. Looks like Sanford and Son over there. I mean, those rodents are gonna just, hey, you know what? Let's go check out the neighbor's trash.
oh, dude,
And they're gonna try to find a way into your house. So
don't get me started.
I
man.
know.
I just bought a house
Did
a
you?
year and a half ago for my dog. Not really for my dog, but it had a nice yard for my dog.
Sure. I've done that before too.
And a few months ago, I bring him into the house. I have a baby, and I was playing with the dog, this and that. Flip him over. I see the dog is infested with fleas. Now, I don't deal with fleas, so I don't really know what's the deal with them.
Right.
But
You're on YouTube going, how the hell do I deal with this?
let me tell you something. When I moved into the house, my wife is like, I want a nice garden. I want this and that. I'm like, listen, babe, you have two options. Pavers or cement or synthetic grass. Those are your options. Because I don't want maintenance and I don't want to deal with any kind of pests or anything that comes with it.
Sound like me.
And she's like, oh, you know what? Let's try and combine it. So we can start combining it. All right, perfect. Charlie has a place to run. We have a nice little pool, little patio. Everything's nice. A few months ago, like I was saying, there wasn't 2, 3, 4 fleas.
Right.
I mean, covered.
Wow.
Like I had to sit outside and pick them out. And until I got some vet on the line to tell me what to do, the dog was just like filthy. And so I look around me. I'm looking left, looking right. My right side neighbor, he's nice. He's got everything trimmed down. The other neighbor, I was left without words. I didn't know what to tell the guy, and I'm like, listen, you might want to, because he has a dog too. Told me you might want to check your dog. I think you have fleas in your backyard. Because I can't have fleas in my backyard. It's not coming from my backyard. I don't have anything.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Neighbors.
Gotta love them.
That's how it is.
Gotta love them.
So now, I want to cover, what is this rat bite fever?
Rat bite fever, this is how you know things are bad.
Is that literally a rat bite?
It's literally
you got to get bit by him. Okay.
You got to get bit by him. Okay. And it happens. Her caretaker thought she was delusional. She's like, oh, she's got dementia, whatever. I'm like, what? Okay, no problem. We'll come inspect it anyways. We come inspect. She's not delusional. She had rat feces all over the house.
Was there a rat on her shoulder when you showed up?
So check this out. The homeowner, again, she was like probably in her late 80s. And she goes to me, they're in my bed.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, they're in your bed? That's really bad.
That's really bad.
And no kidding, I opened her bed sheet, the cover, and there's rat feces there. Wow. Now, you know what? How doesn't a caretaker know of this thing? I mean, it's a common little... She actually got bit by a rat. She got few bites on her legs.
Wow.
And so I told her caretaker, you got to take her to the doctor. She needs to be seen, because if she's bit, it can hurt her, not just physically hurt her. Yeah. I mean, it could hurt her whole... She could get completely... She could get terrible fever. It's a disease. You're not talking about just a little friendly dog bite. No chihuahuas that bite your leg. You're talking about a rat. So it's a real deal. It's something that can occur when you're a hoarder, you're not clean.
Right.
You got a whole lot of stuff in your house that you're not throwing out.
Yep.
And so you really got to pay attention to these things. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. I mean,
being a hoarder is not a sport.
No,
it's not, and it's not good for longevity of the things you're trying to keep. And it's this. Let's talk about this caretaker some more. So this caretaker was she only showed up at certain hours, or is she there living full time?
So she wasn't living full time,
obviously,
and she was there for a few days out of the week. And apparently there was another caretaker. I mean, I don't know. I have grandparents. I have mixed thoughts about these things.
So yeah,
and to me, it's like this is an old woman. She obviously needs a caretaker for some reason.
Sure,
but you should have been there for her to understand that she's got a problem in her house.
Yeah,
and she's not delusional. She's not just seeing things or feeling things. I mean, she knows what she's talking about.
So did you guys actually go in and perform your service?
I performed my service. I actually, she's on Social Security and whatnot. So to me, again, if any way I could help out,
sure.
I could do it. She paid just labor and material. I didn't feel the need to make money off of her.
Sure.
I think she just she needed to get this done so that she can be healthy.
Sure.
And it's important. It's important. So if you have rats in your house, or if you feel you do, you should totally check it out.
And just don't call Home Inspection Authority, because we don't do that. You need to call Green Rodent Restoration. So let's see. And then let's talk about what most homeowners have no idea about, and that is how they get in the house. This is something I write up on a daily basis. Number one spot for me would be a wide open vent screen if you have a raised foundation house. If you have a laundry vent that may be disconnected and the louvers are missing on the outside, they'll pop right in there if it's close to the ground. And the air conditioning lines that go into your house, that is a huge one.
Huge.
And the reason why that is because the insulation that is around the refrigerant line is a rubber. And basically, they can just grab right onto that, and it's like a ladder. It's like a workout for them. They climb up this thing, and of course, that hose goes into what's typically a metal chase that is mounted to the exterior of the house. And typically, when they're installed, no one ever fills the bottom with a wire mesh and some spray foam or whatever it takes to seal that off. So that's the number one spot I see. And you can see their trail on it.
Yeah.
It's so obvious. Then you go in the attic. So once you get up in the attic, you're going to see where that the top of that chase terminates. And that's where the line goes towards the wall, goes up, and then goes over into the attic. And I always scope that out to see if I can see tracks on there.
Yeah.
And sure enough, it's just soiled with rodent, whatever, poop, pee, whatever the hell it is. And it stinks. Don't touch that stuff. It's just so dirty. It's beyond dirty.
It's beyond dirty. And you're absolutely right. I mean, it's probably their best way of getting into the house.
Yep.
Because usually over these lines, there's also some sort of flashing.
Yeah.
Right. And so
that's the metal flashing.
That's that metal flashing.
Yep.
And there's, again, that's just an extra easy way for them to get up.
Oh yeah.
Without any predators seeing them getting in there.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's a very common area. The way you can pay attention to all that, you'll see body oils. You'll see like brownish, blackish marks.
Yep.
And you'll just see where it's leading to.
Yep.
But 100%, I mean, your soffit vents, those, if they have holes, easy access. As long as it's for rats, the size of a quarter, sometimes even a little less.
You mean crawl space vents?
Crawl space vents or even attic vents. The soffit vents you have around your house?
Yep.
So even those. AC lines like you mentioned.
Yep.
Obviously, if you've had a cable guy, a plumber, or an electrician underneath your house, that they leave your crawl space door open. That's obvious.
And they tend to take their pipes and run them through the vent screens on the crawl space instead of running them through the wall like they should have.
And not sealing them up.
Yeah. Exactly. So this is something very simple that any homeowner can do themselves. You just simply get a flash. Even if it's daylight, get a flashlight. I'm telling you, it makes a difference. Because if you have bushes right up against your house and there's a vent screen behind there, chances are it's wide open.
You'll never even know about it.
You'll never even know. So you need a flashlight to really look, and that's where it starts. You gotta get in there, and you gotta be proactive on this if you want to stop it from happening. Or, if it's already currently happening, you need to seal it up, set some traps.
And let me tell you something. Even if you're not handy or you can't get to this stuff,
right?
At least tell the people that are coming to your house, hey, take care of my house. Make sure you put my screen back in its place. Make sure you seal off this hole. Yeah. So they know that, they can't do a shabby job. They got to do the full job. Mm-hmm. They got to make sure that even if they did drill a hole, they got to cut, they have to fill it up.
Right.
So they protect your house. As we see it all the time. And, by the time that the homeowner pays attention to any kind of little thing, whether it's as simple as leaving the crawl space door open, that's something you should be seeing. It's big. Within no time, you could have this rodent infestation, and it's a done deal.
Yeah, it could be pretty bad. So another, let's see.
I have to mention also one thing that a lot of homeowners don't really ever notice. Especially with the older houses, they do a repipe to their plumbing.
Yeah.
These plumbers sometimes don't cap these drain pipes. These old drain pipes.
Yep.
And so no capping, boom, you're getting all this you're getting an infestation in no time.
Yep. I just I just did an inspection for somebody I know about a week and a half ago, and I noticed I use a little robot to go under houses, and I film what's going on under there. That's how I write my report up. But when I see a pipe that's been cut, a drain pipe, this was a 4-inch cast iron pipe. I'm like, why did they cut this old 4-inch cast iron pipe? And it was at a height where I couldn't tell with my little robot if it was capped or not.
Yeah.
And I couldn't tell by looking through the crawl space because I could see it from the opening. And I'm like, I need to go in there. I need to double check that. So I put my suit on and I went in. Sure enough, 4-inch hole going straight into the sewer line.
Totally open.
Come on in, guys.
Yep.
Probably having parties there every night, you know. There's probably, and when I went into that same house, when I inspected the heating and cooling system, I also found that the return plenum was pulling air from inside the crawl space. And I saw all kinds of rodent droppings in there.
Oh, I just saw that.
They've been active. Oh, and that was a flipped house too. It looked really good, but there was some HVAC problems in there.
I saw a house like that in, I want to say, Pasadena the other day.
Yep.
And, show them pictures. They pulled, the rats actually pulled the air duct down because the air duct was from underneath the house.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you know, you feeling strong airflow in the house? I'm like, no, we don't even know why.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, your plenum, your return isn't pulling anything because they
pulling air from down to the house.
You're breathing in all this bad air.
Yeah. So that's for you, Dave, my editor, because he actually had that problem at his house, and I actually put my robot under there. We found that he had a rat issue, and they tore apart all the outer layer. They didn't get into the inner layer yet.
Yeah.
But hopefully he took care of that. He had a bunch of open vent screens.
It's important. I mean, again, you guys, this is to all homeowners, business owners, everybody. I mean, whatever you guys breathe in, whether you have, insulation, flex ducts, whatever it is, make sure that they're sealed up, they're tight, and definitely attached properly, whether it's to a joist or a raft or whatever it is.
Right. So what I wanted to ask you, I forgot to ask you in the beginning, is you're using the term green rodent for your business, and you're mentioning organic. So are you saying you use certain types of chemicals, or certain types of, are they not chemicals?
Great question.
Yeah.
So we're a eco-friendly, no chemical, no poison company.
Okay.
Now, one of the benefits, again, this is probably the main benefit, is that we don't use any chemicals or poison.
Mm-hmm.
The state of California is leaning towards organic rodenticides. And there are a whole bunch of organizations and groups that are basically going against chemicals and poisons with that are put into rodenticides, because it's killing not just the rat.
Right. Anything else that touches it.
It's killing owls. It's killing bobcats. I mean, it's like a whole process of what it's killing.
Yeah.
And so,
domino effect,
Yeah, the domino effect, and it just continues.
Yep.
And so our process doesn't really consist of any chemicals. Well, first of all, we don't believe in chemicals, but it doesn't consist even minerals. It consists of, well, you could say minerals. I mean, it consists of decontaminating the attic and the crawl space or any area that they've been with citric acid.
Right.
Peppermint oil. We use a special repellent that's a completely organic repellent. It's made with all vegetables, actually. So everything that we use is completely organic, completely safe. You could even shower in it. I mean, that's how safe it is. Safe for kids, safe for people with respiratory problems. It's 100% safe. 100%.
That's good. And I want to go back to what I mentioned earlier, and you commented on the setting traps outside your house. To me, is pointless. I'm a realist. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I see black boxes all over. Restaurants have them. Every time I pull up to the drive-thru at Pollo Loco, there's a couple of them right in front of me. I'm like, oh, that's great. That's what your customers should be looking at. Rat traps.
Yeah, definitely not something they should be looking at. I'll tell you. So, I'll tell you why it's necessary. So, it's only necessary once you've had the main process of my job done, which is again getting them out of your house
And sealing it up.
right? Because now you've done the job that consists of making sure they're never going to come back into the structure.
Mm-hmm.
Outside, it's very difficult to control the problem. It's practically like telling a bird, "Oh, don't fly here, don't fly there." It's very difficult to control the problem.
But if you keep the area clean, it shouldn't be a problem.
Correct. So, again, to me and you, it makes sense because, we're probably the same kind. We like to keep it clean, simple, low maintenance. Some people have, brush and bushes and plants and flowers and all these things that they actually like to deal with. These boxes are meant not to eliminate the problem. They're meant to control the problem, meaning eliminate a portion of the problem. And so that's why I don't believe in them, because if you haven't had the main problem solved,
Exactly.
they're not doing anything. They're just, instead of them being 10 rats, they'll be
Hallelujah.
seven
That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's my point is I hear realtors say all the time, oh, they have a service that comes every month. I'm like, service? Mm-hmm. So they bring rats to the house? They bring you rats? I mean, what do you mean a service?
Yeah, these services.
I'm trying to explain to a lady, there is multiple entry points that are so visible that need to be addressed. And then you can eliminate your service. You're not calling the right people. You're calling the people that are trying to sell you a service when there's actually an ongoing problem because they're not taking the time to fix how they're getting in.
So I have a whole thing about this.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Pest control companies, may God bless them, they're always going to be in the business is because they put you on a recurring program.
Sure. Monthly billing,
right? And now you're a loyal customer. Set and done.
Yeah.
Just like your Netflix account.
Exactly.
Right?
That I'm paying too much for, by the way.
Yeah, they keep raising it for some reason. Inflation. That's what it is. And so what happens is they put you on this monthly program and they're constantly coming out. And you just set it and forget it. And so you think it's doing something. But in reality, I mean, again, they're just trying to control the problem.
They're trying to control you, is what they're trying to control.
Right. And they're not getting the problem solved.
No.
They're controlling it. So that's why my company is totally different. I don't believe in just controlling the problem. I'll control the problem once I solve the problem.
Sure.
So the problem now is solved. Now let's control the fact that they're not going to come to your house. And that's when I set them up on what I don't even call a pest control plan. I call it an insurance plan. Because now that you've done everything to solve the problem, you want to make sure this never happens again.
Sure.
So that's when I do the boxes.
Yeah.
With my company, we put in a snap trap. And the reason that we do snap traps rather than sticky traps or anything like that is just because we don't want to harm the animal or cause it pain. So snap trap, it's like instant, get it over with.
It did, yeah.
So we do a mix. We do a mix of snap traps and we do something called Rat X, which are basically pellets, sodium pellets, specifically for rats. I mean, it's a known thing. You guys could even look it up. It's very simple. RATX.com.
Okay.
They actually sell it in Home Depots. We use the commercial grade.
Right.
And so these sodium pellets, what they do is they basically eat the insides.
Oh, wow.
And
That's
again,
less painful?
it is because it works
Really?
instantly. Yeah, it works instantly.
Okay.
It works instantly,
Okay.
and
Like cyanide,
yeah, basically,
basically.
and it doesn't hurt the ecosystem. So even if owl starts to chew up on this rat, it's not going to get affected by it. Nothing's going to happen here. It's not going to, get worse. So
Not going to spread.
So that's what we use. And then on top of that, that's your, what I like to say, worst case situation. We also spray the perimeter of the property with a repellent, a very strong oil-based repellent that lasts about a month. Mm-hmm. And so that is basically what's going to repel whether it's a mouse or a rat from coming back to your property. And that's what we do. I mean, again, and it's not a service that I do without doing the main service. It's an insurance. I call it the insurance plan.
Sure.
Just to make sure you're never going to have this problem again.
Now, what if you go to a house and that person is just a dirty, filthy hoarder, and you go in there and you perform your service and you're like, I can't do nothing for the outside. So you can't really put your traps down because they're the cause of the problem, the person that lives there.
Right.
So if they're not going to clean up their mess, all you can really do is seal up the house.
I'll tell you like this, and at the end of the day, as much as I want to help people, I'm not a psychologist and I'm not their mom. Yeah. I could definitely educate. I could definitely try and influence.
That's all you can do.
But, with our process, we give out warranties, because I do have to warranty my job. It's not a cheap job. But in the end of the day, if you're not going to help me out, I can't help you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've built a reputation, where we get things done properly. But in the end of the day, if you're not going to help me with that, bombing the house won't even help. Right. So that's the case, especially dealing with nature. You're dealing with something very, very intelligent. They're probably one of the smartest animals out there.
Yeah, they're clever.
I mean, that's why I think about scientists do all these scientific things on rats. I mean, they do all their testing.
Yeah, I've been told by people in the past that they're very clever, and they if they can't navigate themselves out of an area, they won't go in that area.
Mm-hmm. Very, very intelligent.
They won't drop into just a box for the hell of it. They're like, oh, I can't get out of here.
I'll tell you like this. We've seen a very infested house where the homeowner didn't want us to use snap traps. So we put, humane traps, cages. And we caught one. One rat. And we placed a Arlo camera. And you just see the rats hopping over it. And so most likely what happened was they saw the rat that got caught in there.
Yeah. They're like, ha ha, and they jump off.
You got caught. I'm not getting in there. No way.
Yeah.
So they're extremely intelligent.
They learn fast.
And like I said before, they use their senses, to the max of their capabilities.
Well, every minute of every day is a survival tactic for those
Absolutely.
guys. It's all about survival.
Absolutely.
Getting eaten by the house cat, the dogs, the raccoons.
The homeowner.
Yeah, the homeowner. Wow, that's some crazy stuff right there. So as far as insulation, let's talk about what you have to do to, let's say I did a home inspection. I referred you to somebody. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Their attic insulation is completely just shot. It's gone. There's minimal insulation to start with, and it's all contaminated. There's pee and poop everywhere. So let's say the house is like 1,500 square feet, and that's basically the same size as the attic square footage. So what do you think that process entails? Can you explain the steps you have to go through?
Absolutely.
And then how, a ballpark of what that might cost somebody?
So again, all depending whether it's on a raised foundation or not. Because if it is on a raised foundation, most likely we'll have to treat the underneath of the house as well.
Okay.
And the reason behind that is, as you know, the electrical pipes, the gas lines, the water lines, they're running underneath through wall cavities and then into your attic.
Sure.
So these wall cavities, they act as basically a bridge between your attic and crawl space.
Yep.
So if you do have a house that's on a raised foundation, 99.99%, I'm going to have to treat both the attic and the crawl space.
Yeah.
But the process is basically, if we go into the attic and it's contaminated, we remove all the insulation. So again, also depending on the type of insulation that you have. Right. If it's rolled insulation, the bats, we bag them in your attic. So first things first, we build a containment from your attic access.
Okay.
So no dirt or debris comes into your house. In that containment, there's a negative air vacuum. So just this nice little thing that sits in there that sucks in all the little particles that do fall in.
Right.
Once that's installed, we go up. Now, if you have the rolls, the bats, we start bagging them in your attic. Once we're done bagging them, we remove them safely from the containment, put them into our trailers, haul them into.
Is there a certain type of bag you have to use for that? You're required to use a certain bag? It's just a regular trash bag?
It's just heavy duty construction bags. Is mainly what we use.
Got it.
And then if it's a blown-in insulation, so we use the construction grade heavy duty vacuums that suck in all that blown-in insulation.
Right.
Once we're done removing the insulation, now we're using shop vacs, HEPA vacs, okay, that are going to suck in all the little remainders that are in the cracks and crevices.
Right.
Once we're done doing that, now we start sanitizing, deodorizing, repelling.
All the wood framing and everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
We let it dry out, and then we do this process again. Okay? So we just want to double do the job. Now that we're in your attic, we're also going to see holes that are coming in from outside because sunlight's just going to come in.
Sure.
Start sealing in all the holes from the attic.
Caulking, spray foam.
Caulking, spray foam, depending the area, cement, metal screens. All depends where it's all located.
Right.
From there, now we're going to move to the exterior. Sometimes you can't see holes that are in the attic, so now you got to do the exterior as well. We go around the exterior, making sure, under eaves, roof lines. I mean, there are a lot of access points, especially with tile roofs. Those are the worst.
Right, when there's no bird stop at the bottom.
Exactly.
They can live in there.
They can just totally nest their way inside. Mm-hmm. And then from there, we lay traps in your attic. That's day one of our job. Okay? So removal of insulation, vacuum, sanitize, deodorize, repel, rodent-proof the attic from inside and outside. Mm-hmm. We lay traps. We monitor it for about a week to make sure there's no more activity. Mm-hmm. Because I don't want to install new insulation.
Smart. Yeah. You're not trying to rush. That's
right.
Good. I like what you're saying. You're not trying to rush through the job, get everything done, get paid and leave.
Well, I give you a warranty.
You're doing a process.
I'd be shooting myself in the foot if I gave you a warranty and you still have rats.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
So we waited about a week or so to install the new insulation. Now, a lot of companies want to install what's called tap insulation. Tap insulation is loose filled insulation, but it's got a chemical inside. It's called borite, which is mainly for pests. Little do we know, it does not affect rats or mice, any kind of rodent. So they could totally live in this insulation. So we could install that if that's something the homeowner requests, but we don't believe in it. So we do install bat insulation, the rolls.
Yep.
Because if and only if a problem ever reoccurs,
right.
It's simple. I pick up the piece, I dispose of it properly. I pick up all the rest of the pieces. If there are any other contaminated areas, I pick them all up, I vacuum again, I sanitize again. And then, if there's good insulation for the homeowner, because that's the only thing I don't warranty is insulation.
Right.
Then you can reuse the insulation. But if I have to use blown-in insulation, now I got to suck out all this insulation. Mm-hmm. So not only did you already spend all this money for insulation, you're going to have to spend the same amount of money, maybe even more, inflation again.
Re-insulating.
To re-insulate. So that's our process. Day one, clean out, decontaminate, repel, rodent-proof, leave traps, monitor for about a week to 10 days even, and then re-insulate another day.
Okay. And that's pretty much the job.
That's pretty much the job, unless, again, we're dealing with air ducts, which that on its own.
Just so people know, sometimes your HVAC ducting is in the attic.
Right.
Sometimes it's underneath the house. Sometimes it's in both areas. Right. It depends on when your house was built and who built it and what they chose to do.
How they felt that day.
Yeah, how they felt that day. So let's use an example, like a 1,500 square foot house. What do you think something would cost for what you just described?
Let's just say it's just in the attic. I would say anywhere between $4,000 to $6,000.
If it's just the attic.
Just the attic. That includes, again, removal of insulation, vacuuming, sanitizing, deodorizing, repelling, rodent proofing from inside the attic.
Yep.
Rodent proofing the exterior of the attic, monitoring, and re-insulating.
Got it.
Don't forget, that includes a lot of material for the insulation.
Yeah.
So it includes it all.
Yeah, so you include the price of the insulation, your labor, and all the other ingredients.
Out the door.
Out the door. Okay.
Labor, material, dumping, hauling.
And if there was a crawl space under the house, how much more would that be?
Probably another $1,500.
Okay. So close to between 6,000 and 8,000 if it's
give or take.
Yeah,
give or take.
It depends on the square footage.
And that includes the warranty that we give. I mean, it includes the whole job. Now you have to understand.
Now, what is your warranty exactly? Can you
It's
explain?
a 2-year warranty. It covers the job from A to Z. Again, the only thing it does not cover is the installation, because installation is not. It's something that I installed for you as courtesy,
Right.
because
you didn't make the installation,
right? So that's the only thing that it doesn't cover. But in most cases, if and only if there is still a little bit of a problem, we're on it instantly, and we help. We're family business, a little mom and pop shop. We like to help out. I'm not gonna tell you, on your contract it says no cover of the insulation. If I have to remove about 50 square feet of insulation, I'm gonna help you out. I'll put in 50 square feet for you free of charge.
Yeah. Well, that's good business. Still gonna make a living though.
Yeah, but I mean, again, based off a 1,500 square foot house, which is
right,
the average size house in Southern California. I mean, it's quite a bit of labor that goes into it.
Right. So
probably like 4 or 5 guys working there the whole day.
Right. So I noticed that there's quite a few companies doing what you do nowadays. In the past 5 years, I've noticed a lot of them pop up.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, I thought about doing it myself.
It's a great business.
But I don't want to hire a crew. I don't want to deal with any of that. I've had business in the past, and I like what I do now. It's very simple. I only have to rely on myself.
Yeah. I'll tell you like this. I mean, and this is something that every homeowner should also know. Yes, there are companies that say they deal with this.
Yeah.
To be quite honest, in terms of competitors, I have only 2 direct competitors. The rest are either attic companies,
right,
or pest control companies.
Right. And
so an attic company, unless in some sort of way they find a way to, get a pest control license,
right,
legally they can't even identify a rodent dropping.
Right.
And on the other side of it, a pest control company legally isn't allowed to remove more than, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 100 square feet of insulation. So we're the best of both worlds. 2 licenses,
right,
and that's why we're capable of doing it all. So I mean, when these companies pop up, it's the easiest thing for us. It's explaining them, hey, you're talking about an attic company,
right?
It's comparing apples to oranges these days.
So let me ask you this. Here's a good question for you. Now, this is just me asking. I used to build houses, so I'm very familiar with all aspects of homes and stuff like that. So one of the biggest things on an older home is lack of attic ventilation. Mm-hmm. Now, you doing what you do, you're basically helping customers, first of all, get rid of a rodent issue, decontaminate it, and you're actually reinstalling insulation. Of course, I'm hoping to today's standards.
Or 38.
Yeah. And then do you actually even look at the ventilation on the roof, like for the soffit vents? Because the reason for that is, let me explain. The reason for that is soffit vents are great to have. You always want to have a lower vent and you want an upper vent.
Correct.
Cool air comes in from the bottom, pushes the hot air out. That's the ultimate way it works.
Right.
Most homes do not have that. Now, if you're installing blown insulation and there's soffit vents, you have to address that accordingly with baffles.
Absolutely.
Now, are they using those styrofoam baffles, or what are they using nowadays?
So you have styrofoam,
right?
And you also have aluminum, which is more expensive.
Yeah.
Again, typically, I don't want to get to the route of installing blown-in insulation.
Well, I'm right there with you, man. I don't like it
because again, there's no realistically, other than the fact that it's a lot cheap. It's not a lot cheaper. It's a little cheaper than bats.
It's faster to put it in.
Exactly. For me as a contractor, less labor, and cheaper on cost of material.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cheaper for the homeowner.
But
the question is, are you getting value for your money? And that's why I don't like to install it, because there's no hard value. Blown in insulation. Again, going back to my company, if you have a rat problem again, if your cable guy came in and cut a little hole and he left it open, just like we said earlier, now you have rat problem again. Who are you going to call?
Ghostbusters.
Right.
Rat busters.
Yeah, there you go, rat busters. And so with that being said, I mean, for me, if that happens, I back up my warranty.
Yeah.
I'm not going to leave you stranded. You just spent $4,000 to $8,000. Not going to leave you stranded. So with that being said, blown-in insulation for me doesn't make sense, because now I have to not only locate the rodents, I have to locate where they urinated, where they dropped. With that being said, I mean, by the time that's done, I'm pulling out all this insulation.
Yeah, people don't understand. It's like an ocean of insulation in your attic. You can't even see the ceiling joists, which means you can't even get in through your attic. You're going to take a chance of falling through the ceiling.
You don't know anything.
You can't see anything. When I inspect a house that just had blown insulation put in, I'm like, oh, what are they possibly hiding under here?
Yeah.
2 other layers of insulation, possibly vermiculite insulation. Who knows what's under there?
Yeah,
I can't tell. I could just maybe dig in with a handful and try to see what's in there, but that's about it. I've seen a lot of stuff hidden under that.
So that's why we don't believe in it. Again, I believe in giving you value. I believe in giving you good quality. But yes, if I do have to put in blown insulation, we do put in those barriers, because the attic does need to breathe.
Yeah.
And that's how it keeps it cool. But other things as well. I mean, it gets rid of mildew and stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't ever really recommend it. I don't like it either.
Yeah, so I want to just touch back on that, on what a baffle is for anyone that doesn't know what it is. They're probably baffled right now because they don't know what a baffle is. A baffle is a piece of material it attaches to the sheathing on each end with a little lip, and then it comes down like this to create a space between the sheathing and the end of the product. And if you have blown insulation and you have soffit vents, they're just going to block the vents. So this baffle goes into place to allow that air to come in the soffit vent, travel through the baffle, or it's not getting blocked by the insulation. It allows air to flow. Right. That's what it is. I've seen it made out of cardboard. I've seen it made out of
cardboard is also common.
Yeah, like styrofoam. I used to install it. So a lot of people are just not aware of it, and you just never see it.
Yeah, I mean, again, blown in insulation, it's the unknown. I mean, we've inspected houses that were just bought, and they knew they had rat problem, and they just took in blown in insulation, put a sheet of it over the old insulation, over the old infested, all the poop and stuff, and the homeowner's like, oh, we hear things at night, but people have been in our attic, and they're like, there's nothing there. No wonder there's nothing there, because it's all nice and new and fluffy. It needs
to be vacuumed out and
you'd be surprised. Cleaned. I mean, you have recessed lights without caps, and there's insulation. I mean, it's a fire hazard. I don't know. I mean,
I really appreciate what you guys do because I honestly am a big believer that anybody buying a home, an older home, should do that before they move in.
yeah.
Just clean that thing out just like you'd clean out your closets. Just get up there and clean everything out and start fresh and move in. And you know what? No worries.
I tell you this, I have a nice group of buddies, and a lot of them are in the development industry or even flipping. A lot of them flip homes.
I'm sure I inspected a few.
Probably. And to be quite honest, when you're flipping a home, you don't care. You're gonna make it all nice and beautiful, but just so that their ass is saved, they look into a lot of good things. They look into the structure of the house, the bones. They look into electrical, plumbing. So they're up in this attic. They're looking at all this stuff, so that in the end of the day, when they're selling the house, they know that at least the electrical is fine, the bones are fine, and things are good in this house.
I don't know. I'm going to have to disagree with you on that one.
Really? I don't know. My buddies,
I inspect these all the time, man. Yeah. And most of flippers do. Those are the exact things they neglect.
Really?
They typically neglect the 5 major systems, which is roofing, which I show up and there's 3 layers of shingles up there. And even the top layer looks like hell.
So that's terrible. That's already
That's bad.
Yeah.
But people do it all the time. I go up on you walk in the front door, everything's shiny. You got to put your sunglasses on. It's so shiny in there because everything is new. And then you go up on the roof, and then I find a 20-year-old AC unit. You know what I mean? So those are the expensive items.
Yeah.
And I just had my last podcast guest was actually a customer. So I interviewed him before I inspected his house the next day. And we talked about this exact thing. What I want to make sure is that you have the major systems upgraded. Don't worry about the cosmetics.
Yeah, exactly.
But sure enough, you get an old unit out here, you get a new unit in here, you get old ducting up in the attic, you get rats everywhere. That's what it is.
I guess I know a few good guys. They're not cutting these corners.
Yeah, so you never know. Your guys could be doing it the right way. I don't know. Yeah. It's just usually it's the same problems.
Yeah,
cheap type M copper, cheap copper, or they only replace sections of copper and leave the galvanized in there. They get cross connections, the wrong hangers. They're just causing electrolysis all over the plumbing system. Those are the typical things I find.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, we're probably 2 good guys, but I think it's really important, for all even new homeowners that they should know cosmetics. It'll come. Yeah. But the main things in your house, these bones, the piping, the electrical,
heating and cooling,
things that you don't see on a daily basis are the most important things. Yeah. Not when you come into a house and you see this beautiful kitchen. Yeah, it's important. You're gonna like it. But if you have a bursted pipe,
visually satisfying.
Yeah, totally. But again, if you have this bursted pipe eventually, or these old lines, you're not gonna be happy.
No, not at all.
For a long time.
Another thing too we didn't mention, and that is another way your rodents get into your building is vegetation. Mm-hmm. Those of you who just love to plant your house, like literally have vines on your walls and trees touching your roofs. Yep. That may look pretty to you, but you are just inviting a big problem. So good luck with that. And that's typically the houses I find with the biggest problems.
You know what I've bumped into a few times? There are people that believe in compost.
Yep.
And may God bless them. Seriously, because what's the point of it? Really, I mean, what's the point of it? Okay, so it's not directly on your house. It's sitting in the corner of your backyard.
Right.
But what's the point? I don't understand what is the really. Maybe you know what is the point?
I don't know. I look at it the same way.
To me, it's just like, again, I'm the rat guy. I'm coming to your house as Superman, but I'm the rat guy, and you have this whole compost thing that's sitting there, and you're expecting for me to tell you why you have a rat problem when
you're inviting them.
You're just here. Take some crackers. Take some peanut butter.
Sure. Keeping the whole ecosystem alive.
I don't know. To me, it's like it's surprising.
Let's see. Give me a second here. All right. So I remember on our phone call, you broke down the difference between vermin, rodents, and all that. Can you kind of touch on that? Because that is a little confusing.
It's very confusing.
So confuse us.
Okay, let's confuse you guys a bit. To keep it nice and simple, rodents are mammals, okay, that do not have canine teeth, but their teeth constantly grow. So they're always trying to chew on something to sharpen the teeth.
Huh.
Okay. So that's rodents. I'm gonna keep this as plain as simple as it gets, because then it just gets really confusing. I mean, rats, mice, and then you got raccoons, and then vermins, which rats and mice are part of that group, are any kind of pest that destroy crop.
Okay.
So this is going to keep it just plain and simple. And part of that are like fleas, ticks. You got rats and mice. I mean, there's a whole category. I think, if I'm not mistaken, like coyotes. And then you also have raccoons, which is like its own thing. I think we discussed how we got into raccoons.
Yeah.
And so, like I said earlier, I'm in the restoration. I'm from the restoration world. So to me, it's like water damages, all that stuff, all the goods, which fall under your insurance, which we all love, right?
Sure. When they pay.
Right. Yeah. And so one day my brother-in-law and I are sitting and we're like, shouldn't this rat infestation situation be covered by your homeowner's insurance? And, whatever. We started doing these researches and all, looking up online, and I ended up speaking to my insurance agent. I'm like, listen, I need you to look into this and find out for me if there's a way for homeowners to get rats out of their attic through the insurance. A few days go on. He calls me back. He's like, there's absolutely no way. Not rats, at least. I'm like, okay. So you just said at least. So what's the other, what can be? They're raccoons. I said, all right, perfect. Let's start off with raccoons. It's a good way to, start something new. And I'm like, why raccoons? He's like, for some reason, in our insurance clauses, a raccoon's considered a bear.
A raccoon is considered a bear.
Incidental damage. So, for some reason, raccoons are considered bears, and they are covered by your insurance.
Really?
Yeah. So that's how we got into that, and that's
a good helpful tip right there for homeowners.
Yeah.
If you got raccoons, just tell them you got a bear.
If you got,
they'll come faster, right?
They'll be like, oh, you got a raccoon, you got a bear in your attic, you got a bear under your house. Yeah. It was very like surprising, even to us that we've been in the industry for at that time we've been in the industry for quite a while now, and we're like, all right, cool, raccoon's a bear, let's use it. So I guess it has the characteristics of a bear, and that's why they call it that. But raccoon's not a vermin, and it's not a rodent.
It's a bear.
It's a bear.
Interesting. So it's time for you to tell a good story or two. Give me some horror stories.
Horror stories.
What's the worst case scenarios?
I think you want to hear something crazy.
I do. Everybody does.
I haven't been on inspections in over, 2 years now.
Okay.
And now that our company's growing and stuff, so I've taken it upon myself to teach the new guys what's going on, how the field looks, what they have to inspect for. Past week, I was in Pasadena. Love that area. Always infested. And this lady has a pretty old house. Probably, I think she said it was built in 1920. And so the guy that's, he's shadowing me. And he's just looking around, paying attention to the scenery. And we asked the lady, we're like, how long have you guys been living here? And she's like, the past 10 years. Okay. And how long have you been, experiencing this? She's like, oh, for the past 2 weeks. Like, all right, cool. Well, we'll start off our inspection. We asked her all these questions.
Yeah.
What are you hearing? When are you hearing it? Are you smelling anything? Are you feeling any sickness? Whatever. Where's your attic? Do you have a basement? And if not, where's your crawl space? She has a basement, she has a crawl space, and she has an attic. Now,
sounds like a 1920s house.
I'll tell you like this. We're in September. All these Halloween movies are coming along, and you just start seeing things. So the night before, I was watching Stranger Things.
That's a great show.
Great show.
I'm waiting for season 5.
And so I was watching it, and then I vividly remember this season. They were talking about a family, and it's just like this old house, and it was pretty creepy. And there's always in these horror movies an old house, and there's always a picture, like a painting of the family, and there's always a mom, a dad, a boy, and a girl.
Yeah,
it's always just like, and sometimes they have a cat or a dog. So we start the inspection, and to get into the basement, it's through underneath the deck. All right. First things first.
Thanks, deck guy, for building the deck.
Yeah, totally. Great guy. Usually, I don't do this because I have a huge snake phobia. Like, totally scared of snakes. Right. And so, this guy's his first day shadowing me. So I'm like, all right, I got to do what I got to do. It is what it is. So we go under the deck. We start crawling, go under the deck. Actually, the door was pretty much open. That's how these rats have been going in. And it was actually a crawl space / basement that you could fully walk through.
Oh, nice.
Okay. And we're walking around. I kid you not, filthy. Like, you can't walk a square foot without stepping on poop.
Oh, wow.
My shoes went to trash.
You mean rat poop?
Rat poop. Yeah. Rat poop. I mean, fresh. And she's telling me it's only 2 weeks old. All right, cool, whatever. We keep walking. All of a sudden, we see this kid's crib. I'm telling you, I'm already started thinking things. We see this baby crib like ages ago. I have a baby, so I know what these cribs look like these days.
Yeah, it's probably from the 20s.
I don't know, man. It was freaky. We keep walking. We then find a doll.
Oh, not the doll. The doll's the worst.
Oh my gosh.
Or you know what else is worse than that? An empty rocking chair.
Dude, listen to this. And now it's this basement / crawl space is like sectioned. It's off into like rooms. It was the weirdest thing. We continue walking. We find that rocking chair you're talking about. I'm like, all right, stop. We got to get out of here. Whatever. On the way out, now that we did this whole turn, there's a door. We get through the door. We look to the right, and there was a section where you could store things. And there's an area that you could store like probably booze, or I think it was a prohibition home. I mean, it was from back in the days.
Yeah.
I look to the left. I see a painting.
You found the painting too.
Flipped. So you don't know what the painting is. Flip it over, and it's the damn painting. It's the damn painting of the family. And I wish I took a picture of this because it was the creepiest thing. It was the exact, well, not exact, but it was the same painting that I saw the night before on Stranger Things. A husband and a wife, a boy and a girl.
Yep.
It was the creepiest thing I've seen in an attic. I mean, in a house in general. I've been doing this for many years. I haven't seen something so creepy in my life. Well, again, especially being that it's, Halloween time, you start watching all these movies. That was probably the craziest thing I've seen in an attic in terms of creepiness. I had to come out.
In a crawl space, you mean you're
I'm sorry, I keep
crawl
calling
space.
it in a basement.
See, I can tell you're
crawl
still
space.
scared from all this every time
Dude,
you
I'm
think about
telling
it.
you, and I spoke to the client, and I'm like, you have these things. She's like, oh yeah, we saw something, but we never really go down there. I'm like, yeah, obviously, you
Rightfully
don't go
so.
I wouldn't go there either. Luckily, there's a deck over it. Yeah, so that was probably the craziest thing I've seen in a house. I've been in an attic before.
I thought, you know what I thought you were going to say? I thought you were going to say that there was a bunch of rats nesting in the baby carriage.
Oh,
That's what I thought you were going to say.
I don't have the balls to look into that, man. I tell you that.
Did you bring a poker?
I would
push stuff.
I usually take a roller. I have a roller to measure the linear footage of the house.
Yeah.
And I usually I was like, even the guy that was with me, he's a big guy. He's 6'6". I mean, big.
So he went first.
No. He went after me, and even him, he was like, he's like, hey Noah, I think it's time. I'm like, yeah, it's time, but we still got to do this whole circle to get out of here. It was intense. It was intense, man.
Did you see any rats?
No rats. Whole bunch of nests. Whole bunch of poop.
No,
I think I have pictures of.
Describe a nest to me.
It's as it sounds. I mean, it looks very similar to birds' nests. And if they're capable of getting insulation, whether it's from ducting or regular insulation, that and they had insulation in sections of the house because there was an addition done.
Right.
You would see they pulled out insulation from certain areas and created a nest out of it.
Sure.
So it's just a bunch of branches, leaves, weeds, and insulation. Just
I see a lot of tunneling and insulation in attics. You can see them like, oh, someone's living in there,
Yep.
or that's an escape hatch.
It's usually you'll see it in blown-in insulation.
Yep.
And these tunnels are again, it's their way of camouflaging, getting out of there.
Yeah.
Getting away from the scene. They don't want to be seen.
Yeah.
A lot of times
It's got to be fun for them though to be in an attic with blown insulation.
Oh,
They must
yeah.
have a blast up there.
Disneyland.
Yeah, that's got to be pretty cool.
Totally something that they look forward to be in an attic full of blown-in insulation.
So I got a little story. You get another story?
I'll tell you. It's not a long story like that one. That one was just a freakishly weird story.
That's going to be a Halloween episode, right?
Oh, I have to do a YouTube channel just for that.
Did you videotape any of it?
I think my guy I took pictures, so I need to show
I'm going
proof.
to give you a really good tip. If you're already in there, just take your phone that has the best camera on it, that iPhone, and just film.
The thing is, for me, I mean, the film is probably better now that I think about it.
Film is better.
Because I'm with gloves, like heavy duty gloves. You can't really just keep clicking.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So
you got to turn.
I like to just take my glove off, start taking pictures. Here's a picture, and so they actually know that this is actually a picture. You could see it still. There's a video sometimes that you don't get the still shot, and so
right.
But the craziest thing I've ever seen in an attic. This guy's the new homeowner. And he didn't even know about this. He's like, listen, I'm hearing things. I'm blown in insulation. So it was very difficult to even see things in the attic. So he's like, I'm hearing things. I'm hearing him here thumping this and that. I'm like, all right, we have to find some proof.
Proof of life.
Yeah. So no thinking goes into it. I start piling up insulation. My hands. I ended up picking up a handgun.
Oh, no shit.
Again, stupidity. Picking up a handgun, I go to him. I got to disclose these things. I'm like, hey, it's you? Is yours? And he was like, he thought, he's like, what are you going to do with that? I'm like, dude, I'm not doing anything. Is it yours? He's like, no. I'm like, all right, so let's call the cops because I don't know what to do with this thing.
Right.
Call the cops. they did their research. Luckily, there was nothing nothing to do with any craziness, but it was just so weird, you know. It was just shocking.
And he just bought the house.
He just bought the house.
Came with a gun.
And this is all piled under like nasty insulation, all this old insulation. I mean, it was thick, but you know, when he's telling you he's hearing things. Now you really have to start inspecting a little into depth.
So now the raccoon might have had a gun.
It was a rat. He caught it. I mean, the homeowner caught it pretty early on. He did have a few rats. We ended up finding a few droppings, but the way we really noticed that there were rats was there were footprints on the air ducts. So the air ducts, you know, they get all dusty and stuff, but we ended up seeing the footprints. So we're like, all right, you got to have something. So let's start picking up. And there you go.
Wow.
Handgun.
So the cops took it, confiscated it?
Confiscated it. Luckily, no murders.
Yeah.
No dead people. No dead bodies in the attic either.
You know, speaking of dead bodies under houses, I talked to a termite guy, and he told me he found a dead body. And I still don't believe him. And I said, you know, that's a really good story. Would you like to come on the podcast? And he wants nothing to do with me coming on this podcast. So I think he's full of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. But, you know.
Unless I see pictures, I ain't believing that.
You never, it's honestly terrifying. You never know what you find there. My guys have found, my guys actually found a few shotguns, but they were the homeowners.
Sure.
You know, they found some stuff that were the homeowners. You'll never know what you find. Matter of fact, I'll tell you this. I have a crazy story, and I have a picture of it. There was a homeowner that had a water damage. He had PEX piping. Rats chewed it up.
Yeah.
Rats chewed up that PEX piping. Hate PEX. And he ended up getting a water damage. And he called me, and because he knew that he's a friend of a friend of a friend. He called me. He's like, listen, I need you to take care of it. I told him, I'm like, listen, you don't have an attic in this section. I need to start ripping up this drywall. My guy's ripped up the drywall. He lives out in Porter Ranch. Ripped up the drywall. They pulled out a rattlesnake this big from the ceiling. And that rattlesnake was eating good. I can tell you that. There were a whole bunch of rats.
Wow.
Whole bunch of rats. So
yeah, I lived in West Hills, and I actually had to. My brother's dog, he was living at my house, and I had a big yard, and I had a couple dogs myself. So there's 3 dogs back there. And then one morning I wake up, and I just go down to get my coffee like usual, and I see his dog just staring at me through the sliding door, like motionless, but he was standing there. Like he doesn't typically do that. Maybe I'll go check on him. Good thing I did. His whole neck was swollen. Oof. He got bit by a rattler that was hiding underneath my pool equipment slab, little concrete slab there. Yeah. So now I got my dogs out there, so I had to put the dogs in the dog run. I had to go to work. Well, first of all, I rushed his dog to the vet. Saved his ass. If I didn't do that, he would have been dead for sure. Yeah. My brother had already left, so I was the only one there. So I rushed him over there, came back home, put my dogs in the... I didn't know where this thing was. So later on after work, I come home. All day I'm thinking, where the hell would I be hiding if I was a rattler?
Yeah.
And I know my property pretty well. I'm like, it's got to be by the pool equipment. Because I had snake fence all around the bottom of my fence, all the way around. Yeah. And I know it was done well because I've always checked it.
And again, I have a phobia. I can't look at snakes on National Geographic or Discovery Channel. I can't see it. My wife thinks it's hilarious.
You're in the wrong business, son. Huh. So anyway, I find it. I take a garden hose and I squirt underneath that opening. Sure enough, it came right out, and I just chopped it in half with a shovel.
Yeah, that's some balls, man. I wouldn't.
Yeah, no, I stayed far away from it. I had a high pressure hose.
I'm calling whoever it is. You could charge me whatever you want. Just get that thing out of there, man.
And the worst thing I found at a house is a family of skunks living under the house. I had my robot in there, and I'm just cruising around doing my thing real slow. And I come around this stem wall, and I had to make a turn, and then bam, 3-foot skunk staring right at me. And I'm like,
Time to get out of here.
I'm like, should I fuck with him or not? No, he's probably going to spray my machine. So let's not do that. Then I have to clean it.
Yeah.
So I slowly started backing out. And as soon as it had enough room, it bolted past me and I chased it. And then while I was looking for it, because I went around the corner, I found 2 more small ones up on the sill plates
of the house.
I got it on video. I'll send you a link.
No, those aren't to play with, man.
No.
I mean, when my guys go out to inspect skunks, I get a phone call afterwards, and it's not a nice phone call. Why are you sending me to skunks? Why you gotta do that to me? You know, they're gonna spray. You know, it's part of the business.
It's part of the excitement.
Yeah, but it's you know, you have to. I think that's scarier than seeing a raccoon like right here.
Yeah,
because you don't want to be sprayed. I mean, my brother-in-law's dog was sprayed. The dog was crying for like 3 days straight.
Yeah.
So you definitely don't want to get so close. You don't want to mess with them. It's terrible.
And that same day that I was chasing those skunks around, I was on one side of the house, and that particular, for about 3 or 4 months, I had a helper. He was in the crawl space on the other side. So I had to run over there and yell at him, get out. And he's like, what? I said, there's skunks in there.
Like, it's bad.
Well, luckily, he didn't run across them.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It gets bad.
So anyway, man, anything else you want to add? I think we chopped it up pretty good here.
I think so. I mean, I think we covered it all.
I think we did, and then some.
We covered it all.
So once again, Green Rodent Restoration. If you have a rodent problem at your house, give the gentleman a call here. The website is greenrestoration.com.
Greenrodentrestoration.com.
Greenrodentrestoration.com. And any other way you want people to contact you? Got a phone number, 800 number, anything like that?
We do have an 800 number. It's 1-800-989-8905. We're all over online. You can check us out on Yelp, Google.
Okay.
You know, over 200 reviews on Yelp. So we've been around. We certainly believe in getting the problem solved rather than, again,
point. That's
controlling.
That's the takeaway from this episode, everybody. Yeah. That's why I really wanted to have this discussion with somebody in your business. It can be dealt with.
Yeah.
You just have to go through the process. And unfortunately, if you just let it go and get worse and worse and worse, then you're talking about really spending some money to get it under control.
You're talking about a lot of money. I mean, I'll give you a brief story before we head out. I had a client in Santa Clarita. This was my client, and she had a really bad rat problem. I mean, she lived in a house where I've honestly, that was the first time I've seen drywall quarter-inch thick. It was the weirdest thing. And the rat, she also had pecks. And not only did they chew her pecks, they chewed through the drywall. Now they're inside the house.
Oh, wow.
She ended up having to do a full gut of 2 bathrooms because it got that bad. So not just her attic. Right. She needed a new attic, a whole attic remediation. And now gut out these bathrooms because they're all in behind these drywalls. Yeah. And so it can get bad. Don't neglect it. Yeah. You know, this isn't a want. This isn't need. You need to get it done. Right. Right. And the more you wait, the longer it takes, the worse the problem just gets. Personally, I know sometimes it's hard to bite the bullet and, you know, say I need to spend $4 to $8 or whatever it costs, $1,000. But it's better to do it one time than having to constantly pay this $50-$60 a month, which, if you think about it, is going to be for the life of you living in the house, which hopefully is quite a while. Mm-hmm. It eventually becomes much more expensive. And not only does it become more expensive, the higher expense is after, you know, within those years that the rodents are damaging your house. Yeah. So whether it's your electrical, your plumbing, if you have pecks, get away from pecks. Yeah. But, you know, that's the worst. And so from all of this, I really hope people understand that it's not something to play with. Your health is on the line, and the health of your house is on the line, which is, it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah. It's kind of like ignoring a mold problem. Exactly. Oh, just go away by itself. I just sprayed some bleach on it. Yeah, spray some bleach. Yeah, it's not going to do it. So anyway, thanks for coming. I really appreciate the info. You definitely answered a lot of my questions. I feel like
Ace Ventura, the pet detective now, because now I know what to look for, and I know a little more about these little guys.
Totally.
That's a great photo, isn't it? Isn't he cute?
That's my guy. That's my guy. He's my mascot.
That's my mascot.
He's the one on the van.
Yep, that's the one I saw. So thank you again, Noam Chanero.
Thank you.
And see everybody next time. Thank you, man.